Good morning, children. It's Saturday morning. Here I am with you with moral science once again. Today we are going to learn a new topic, and the topic is I feel what you feel. Chapter number 4. Before I start the topic, let me read something for you which is given there on the top of your book itself, which is related to the chapter 2. And this chapter is related with the word like empathy. What does empathy mean? How do we show empathy to others? What others expect from us, those who are helpless and needy? The service that we do for the others, those who are helpless and needy, such a kind of activity or service, what we call as empathy. Let us understand what empathy means. Okay? Tie a string between your friend's finger and yours. You will feel a tug every time your friend moves his or her hand. This is what a kind of activity that you are supposed to do in order to understand what is the actual meaning of empathy. Okay, just a simple activity. Tie a small thread, okay, string between your finger as well as your friend's finger. Every time your friend will move his finger, you will sense a kind of tug, isn't it? This is a kind of feeling it comes to you. But will you feel a tug in your heart when your friend has an emotional need? But sometimes you also require to feel the similar type, to arise the similar type of feeling within yourself whenever your friend is in need. Similar type of tug, it should come inside you. A feeling of tug, it should come inside you too whenever your friend is in need. That is what the meaning of empathy, it is how it is justified. Okay, so you will, if you develop an important value called empathy. Empathy means being sensitive to the feelings and need of others. This is the real meaning of empathy. When you start feeling the need of others, the requirement of others, the others, those who are helpless and needy, when you feel that you should go ahead and provide your service to them, that particular quality which is going to develop within yourself, that quality itself is the empathy. This is how the empathy is understood here in this particular sense, children. Okay, empathy is seeing with the eyes of another. Whenever you start seeing with another's eyes the difficulties of others, the problems of others, that particular quality which comes within yourself, in your heart, that is empathy mean. Listening with the ears of another, feeling with the heart of another. When you start seeing the eyes with other, when you start listening with the ears of other, when you start feeling with the heart of other, that is the quality which is here very clearly here mentioned as empathy. Okay, so now let us go straight forward towards the story so that we will understand the topic much more well. Here the subtopic is, are you God? 6 years old Chinnu sat alone on the bench in the park. His friends were playing a lively game of football. Okay, very simple story. Chinnu, the boy, he was just sitting alone on a bench and he was enjoying a game which was going on in front of him, and the game was the game of football which his friends were playing. He was blind for a whole year. Now he had lived in a world of darkness. Being a blind child, he was unable to go ahead and play. Now almost for a whole year now he had been suffering from such type of blindness, and he was not able to go and participate and play with his friends the game of football, which was his favorite game. Okay, Chinnu had fallen sick with very high fever. Since then his eyesight had started getting weaker. His eyesight started getting weaker and weaker. with the fever. He had started with fever earlier. Okay, he had fallen sick because of fever earlier, and because of that, he had started to develop, to get that eyesight to get weaker and weaker. Soon he could see nothing at all. He had heard the doctor say to his mother, "There is nothing more can we do, only God can help him now." Above all, he had also heard once when he was taken to the doctor by his parents, and the doctor had suggested to the parents, which he had himself heard, Chinnu had himself heard, that even the doctors also had lost the hope, and said to the mother that it is not possible from our part, whatever it can be possible, that only the God can do a kind of miracle. This is what the doctors also had suggested, which Chinnu himself also had heard about it. As Chinnu sat on the bench that evening, a stranger sat down near him. He was a teenage boy, but of course Chinnu didn't know that. Realizing that Chinnu was blind, the stranger began talking to him in a gentle voice. So the stranger comes near to him, sits beside to him, okay, and the stranger also realizes it very well that Chinnu is a blind boy, and because he was blind, so that is why now the stranger began to talk with him in a very gentle voice, in a polite voice, that he had sympathy towards to Chinnu, and that is why he likes to talk with him very politely in a gentle manner. The sky is a deep blue today, and there are lots of little puffy clouds. This is how the stranger started to describe the weather, the atmosphere, the visions which the stranger was able to notice right in front of him to Chinnu, realizing that Chinnu was blind, was not able to realize anything, not able to see anything, observe anything. That is what now the stranger describes about the surroundings, about the sky, about the clouds, everything, so that the boy also could come to know about what it is really happening all around them. Okay? One of them looks like a butterfly, he said. Chinnu smiled. He loved both clouds and butterflies. Here, the stranger describes that one of the section of the cloud, almost it looks like a butterfly. And when Chinnu listens about it, he feels really very happy, overjoyed. Why? Because he really loved butterflies very much, both the butterflies as well as the clouds very much. This is the situation that we come to know here, children. Are you enjoying it? I hope you are really enjoying. So let us go ahead. The next paragraph. The stranger continued talking. He described the children. Chinnu interrupted him now and then. In this way, you see, children, the stranger kept on. He continued talking with him, kept company to him. He described the children, those who were playing the game of football. Now the stranger started to describe about all those children, those who were playing the game of football, to Chinnu. Chinnu interrupted him now and then, and in the middle, when the stranger was describing, Chinnu used to interrupt him by asking several questions. "That one must be Raghav," he said, "or you are talking about Vinu." Whenever the stranger described about the children, a kind of a guess that Chinnu used to make, and that one must be Raghav, or that one must be Vinu. This is how he used to make a kind of simple gesture. Okay? Has he grown tall? Has Raghav grown tall? Has Vinu grown tall? As he was not able to see by himself, he wanted to know. He was very curious to know through whose eye? Through the stranger's eye, that whether his friends were really grown up or not. And the stranger was also equally giving full company and describing about them by giving full support to Chinnu. In this way, the meaning of empathy here comes to be justified, children. When you start helping others, when you start or develop the quality of helping others, giving every possible support to others, when they are in trouble, when they are in distress, when they are in difficulties, that quality which it comes within you, that quality itself is empathy. And here who is showing the empathy? The stranger is really showing kind of empathy towards to Chinnu. The stranger also described the game, the free kicks, the tackles, and the goals. Chinnu was brimming with joy. Football had been his favorite game before he had lost his eyesight. In this way, the stranger also, one after another, started to describe about the game which was going in progress, how the children were playing, how they were making the kicks, how they were tackling the ball, okay, and how the goals had been created. So Chinnu was brimming with joy, and each and every moment when a kind of commentary that the stranger was making, and Chinnu was getting more and more excited about it, because the game of football was his favorite game. Okay, football had been his favorite game before he had lost his eyesight. Now he could see the whole scene of his mind's eye thanks to the stranger's description. Although he was not able to witness this game of football of his friends with his own eyes, but at least he thanks to this stranger who was nearby him at the moment now, was describing each and every moment and the activities made by his friends while the game was in progress, and this was really making Chinnu delighted about it, overjoyed about it, and he was really thankful to whom? He was really thankful to the stranger. Soon it was time for Chinnu to go home. Now it was time for Chinnu to go back his home. "Come, Chinnu," said one of his friends as he helped him up gently. Chinnu turned towards the stranger and asked, "Are you God?" Chinnu felt as if someone that God himself had come here beside him, and so that he was able to listen all about this game and all. That is why he believes that maybe this stranger is no one else but God himself. That is why he happens to ask such a question to him, "Are you God?" "No, Chinnu," said the stranger, "I am only one of his children. I am one of the children of God. I am not God." This is how he replies. "I knew you must be some relation of God," said Chinnu with a smile. But once again, Chinnu says, "If you are not God, but I hope, it's my full hope that you must be one of the relation of God. That is why today you have come to me and have given your full support, help, your every possible, your whatever you could do for me, being myself a blind child, what it was possible from your part, you did your best, and I am so much thankful to you, and you have given me your full time to me to describe about this game which I was unable to notice at all. That is why I believe that someone like God himself has come here to me and helped me to describe about my favorite game, that is the game of football." This is how he expresses his feelings. Chinnu expresses his feelings here to the stranger, what he had felt when he had got such a support from a person like a stranger. This is what we understand here, children, in this particular topic, okay? And the meaning of empathy is really justified here, because empathy itself means to help others, to support others, those who are really in need and trouble and in distress. This is how we come to learn about this topic, children. Hope you all have understood it well. So this is how we have completed the topic. Once again, we'll be doing it later. Keep learning and keep safe yourself. God bless you all. Thank you.